13th December 2001. That was the date which had brought India and Pakistan very close to a real war. The armies of both nations were on the highest alert and on standby. On this very day, the temple of Indian democracy, that is the Parliament of India, was attacked. India's then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee had compared this assault to the September 11 attacks in the US that had happened only 3 months back in 2001. In this video, we bring to you the story of that fateful day. But before that, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Oneindia. That day, the Indian Parliament was in its winter session. The NDA government was under attack for yet another corruption scandal and the atmosphere in the main hall was charged. At 11:30 in the morning, 5 armed men in a white ambassador car with IEDs drove through the gates of Parliament House. The speeding white ambassador drove past the main gate of Parliament and drove into Vice President Krishan Khan's vehicle convoy. The terrorists later stepped out of the car and began shooting. They had entered the Parliament House in a car with a fake identity sticker to breach the security deployed around the parliamentary complex. Constable Kamlesh Kumari of the CRPF was the first to spot the terrorists and was shot by them as she raised the alarm. The Vice President's guards and security personnel also shot back at the terrorists and then started closing the gates of the compound. Ministers and MPs inside the building, including Lal Krishna Advani and George Fernandes, were ferried to a safer location inside the Parliament complex, which was by then put on lockdown. In the gunfight that happened, all 5 gunmen were shot dead. The terrorists were armed with AK-47 rifles, grenade launchers, pistols and hand grenades. This horrific attack claimed the lives of 6 Delhi police personnel, 2 Parliament security personnel and a gardener. Since the winter session of the Parliament was going on, therefore several people from the media were present on the premises during this attack. The entire gunfight was broadcast live on the news channels. On December 14, the day after the attack on the Parliament, the special cell of Delhi police claimed it had tracked down several people suspected to have been involved in the conspiracy. A day later, it announced that it had cracked the case. The police said the attack was a joint operation carried out by 2 Pakistani-based terrorist groups, Laskar-e-Toiba and jaish-e-Mohammad. 12 people were named as being part of the conspiracy. Ghazi Baba of the Jaish, Maulana Masood Azhar, also of the Jaish, Tariq Ahmed and 5 slain terrorists were among them. 3 Kashmiri men, S.A.R. Gilani, Shaukat Hussain Guru and Muhammad Afzal were arrested in connection with this. Shaukat's wife, Afsana Guru, was also arrested. In the tense days that followed, Parliament was adjourned. On December 21st, India recalled its High Commissioner from Pakistan, suspended air, rail and bus communications and banned over flights. It put into motion a massive mobilization of its war machinery and moved more than 500,000 troops to the Pakistan border. Foreign embassies evacuated their staff and citizens, and tourists travelling to India were issued cautionary travel advisories. The world watched with bated breath as the subcontinent was taken to the brink of a nuclear war. While all the 5 terrorists were killed and several others jailed for facilitating the act, the attack created massive unrest among Indians. While Pakistan denied having funded Laskar-e-Toiba and jaish-e-Mohammad, the Western media speculated the possibility of an all-out nuclear war between the 2 countries. At the same time, Pakistan quickly started diplomatic talks with the then US President George W. Bush and pushed them to engage with India to reduce tensions. In early January of 2002, British Prime Minister Tony Blair arrived in India with the message of having pressurized Pakistan President Pervez Musharraf. Moreover, the US declared Laskar-e-Toiba and jaish-e-Mohammad as foreign terrorist groups. On January 12, Pervez Musharraf condemned the Parliament attacks on India and for once referred to it as a terrorist attack. Pakistan conceded to India's demands of banning known terrorist organizations within the country and regulation for organizing madrasas. Musharraf announced a formal ban on 5 jihadi organizations, including jaish-e-Mohammad and Laskar-e-Toiba. Even though Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee hardly believed his Pakistani counterparts' pledges, he withdrew troops from the borders and nullified the attacks planned on January 14th. And with this, the spectre of the looming war was over. 13th December will always be remembered as one of the occasions India and Pakistan came real close to the brink of the war. This was the real story of that day. We hope you would like this new video. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.